Guys, this is the best video I could have made in so long. I am so excited. This is my raw reaction to finding markings. I don't know if you saw, that was us running up. We discovered all these markings in the Kingswood Time Warp plot of land. There is a lot of them. We have up to 145 column markings so far, and they just started marking the coaster today. That doesn't mean they marked 1 through 145. By the way, they mark like a map, so they follow the coaster's path. And any footing that's going to be in that area, they mark. So it could be the end of the ride, the middle of the ride. If it's in that area, they're going to mark it. So we have a potential lift hill mapped out already, which is kind of crazy. Because this thing is, like, when I tell you if my mapping is correct, we're looking at a really big steel coaster. Now, to play devil's advocate here, really big steel coaster could also mean a really big family launch coaster as well. But to also counter that, it is looking very lift hill like. The mapping is definitely giving off lift hill, and it's giving off massive tilt coaster lift hill. If I was to take a wild guess, that is a reach. Because we don't know the manufacturer. But what I can tell you is this is not a Bulger and Mabillard coaster. I just pronounced that so wrong. Please bully me in the comment section below. This is not a B&M. This is the column markings do not align with any B&M column markings out there. It is not an RMC. I know that's going to upset a lot of you. The columns are in groups of singulars, duos, and trios. So that is not an RMC. It is a steel coaster. So that is also really exciting. I mean, not exciting for some of you, but if this is the world record tilt coaster, that is going to be just as cool, okay? If it is the world record tilt coaster. There are still other possibilities. This could be like what we see at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, a giant family launch coaster or giant family coaster coming as well. You know, the park has been teasing, it's time for family, it's time for family. However, the park has been breaking some serious records this season. They've been beating Alpenfury's records, so they are also in need of a capacity machine. So whatever this is, whether it's family or thrill, it is going to be a capacity machine. It's going to eat the crowds. It's going to be trying to get those fast lane users in. We heard a number from the park that they want to get an attraction that can do 400 fast lane users an hour. So that alone is insane. Those are B&M numbers or RMC numbers with 3 trains. So it is interesting. That is not tilt coaster numbers unless it's a dual load station. So it's interesting. I'm so excited. This was like the best thing ever. I thought we were waiting till 2029. I don't know if this season's numbers are the reason that this is being pushed forward again, because the park, you saw the park interview, right? We were told that things were pushed back to make sure they got it right and that families were next. So again, keep that in mind. They did say families are next. This is looking big though. We have up to 145 columns. So even if this is a family coaster, we're looking at like a Big Bear Mountain style family coaster. There are a bunch of things under tarps there that say super fragile, but we don't know what they are. No markings. They are going to be mapping this out tomorrow as well, so more markings will appear tomorrow. My team, while we're in Texas, is covering this. I'm bringing my new laptop so we can edit videos while we're on vacation as well. There's a station marking right there. Station 03, Station 04. So, yeah. By the way, you're going to see in this video, it goes really far. So you can see the turn out of the station there. It almost looks like there's 2 turns, by the way. So this could be a dual load. But I want to remind you guys, if you watched Alpenfury, it is very difficult to map things out right off the bat. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to think we see an element, and then it's going to be something completely different. So I just want to remind everyone, because I get a lot of this every time we're covering a coaster. Oh, you said this, you say that. You got to take these videos with a grain of salt. I am just making assumptions based off of what we're seeing, and we all know what an assumption does to you. So as you can see here, in behind flight decks or Daredevilers queue line, we have these footing markings heading out towards the second entrance that they use for the schooling event. So I'll even show you from that angle later on. There's some markings over there as well. And again, they just started. So we couldn't pick up any of the markings on this side. They're on the other end. But this is exciting, guys. I thought we were waiting until 2029. I was really depressed. I was trying to make you guys hold out to hope that we were going to see some sort of addition next year. and that they just hadn't made an announcement yet. And I was getting in the slumps over not even hearing an announcement about a new haunted house while all other parks got it. But here we are getting another new coaster before Kings Island and Cedar Point, which is insane. This is very different for Canada's Wonderland to be getting this much attention. But again, it's got to be the numbers. I don't have a number for you, but from what I'm telling you right now, Canada's Wonderland is tripling some of these other parks' attendance on singular days. So this is needed. They need to invest in the park to eat the crowds. And we also have some possible roller coaster removals coming up as well. Wild Beast, looking at you. And I have a whole video to make about the surveys as well. I think we've gotten ahead of ourselves. The world record breaking hybrid coaster and mock extreme spinner survey, I don't even think we're in that era yet. I think we're in the original era where they surveyed us about the launch coaster out of the mountain and then the music coaster in Kingswood, because this is the product of those survey markings from years ago. And I think this is going to be the onboard audio coaster, which further points to a Vekoma coaster, in my opinion. So very, very excited. I think those coaster models we saw in the surveys meant absolutely nothing, and they were surveying ideas and concepts. So yeah, this is great. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Like I told you, I don't know if this is really toxic. I'll admit it. I don't care. I'll admit my faults. I get really down low when I don't have anything to cover at Canada's Wonderland. It does affect me. You could ask my friends. I get really depressed. I get bored. And today, Surya was like, Brendan, do you want to go check out the construction area? And I literally said to Surya, there's not going to be anything new over there. It's going to be a while. And I was like saying this depressed. And then I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's go anyways. Let's take the long way to Alpenfury. We go. And you saw the beginning of the video. We ran. We saw that orange marking in the ground. I saw it. Then I saw all the orange markings everywhere. And I was so excited. This is the best time of the year. And you know what's funny? Jake called this. Jake said, they're going to do something while we're away in Texas. And lo and behold, that's the case. Luckily, Surya is going to film for you guys for the channel. So bless Surya. Thank you so much for doing that. And Craig has got the drone up for Patreon. And yeah, so stay tuned. If you guys want to see some of the drone footage, it'll be on Patreon. So I'll post the link to the Patreon as well. This year's event just got a lot more exciting. Hopefully we can score Chris for the park Q&A and maybe get something out of him. So if you're still looking to come to our event, we've dropped the lowest price yet on our tickets. We're trying to sell out the remainder of them for the full day. So click the link down below in the I'll pin that one. Scoop up those tickets before they go. We're almost sold out of the full day one. I think there's like 18 tickets left for the full day, so get those now. Again, it's the lowest price yet. Our LRT version of the ticket, if you're just coming for the night portion, is cheaper than one single use for Alpenfury, just so you're aware. For those of you that don't have Fastlane, the event is the best way to do it. Keep in mind, you still need a day pass or a season pass to get in on top of the day ticket. So yeah, all I have to tell you guys right now is they are just starting these markings. There's a lot more to come, and as you see, it's going to get exciting. This thing looks like it could potentially head out into the parking lot as well, but obviously take that with a grain of salt. We need to see the remainder of the markings. This fence went up for a reason, and they are done daily operations soon, so that is why. We're going to see a lot of construction in the off season. So, yes, this is the best thing ever. I'll be uploading a footing map to Patreon later tonight. We are heading to Texas, so I apologize if we're a little slow on the updates to begin, but we do have a team ready to cover, so stay tuned. This is that second entrance I was just talking about over by the Kingswood that they use for the schooling events. As you can see, the markings head all the way over here. Yeah, again, if you can't tell, I'm excited, and I'm going to be on a Giga Dive. Guys, the channel that covered the original non-existent Giga Dive coaster is going to ride an actual Giga Dive coaster. It's pretty iconic. I'm excited. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for the support, and yeah, bye.